It's that time again for Rules of the Road, and today we're talking about the top 5 moving violations that are cited here in our state.
All right, joining us now in studio, Sergeant Brian Pennings from the CHP. We were told do not Google these answers.
Do not check.
We will be guessing these answers. Would you like to start with a guess of what?
What's the number one violation?
Speeding.
Well, that is a very good guess, and that is correct.
Moving violations,
by
right?
far is the number one violation. Why do you think people speed?
Impatience.
Yes, in a hurry, rush, in a hurry. Also,
Lead foot.
Yes. Also, our cars are quieter, smoother, faster, and a lot of times we have inattention and we're not paying attention. That
Can I ask
actually have us.
a
Yes.
dumb question?
There's no dumb questions.
This
Andrew.
might be. Why do they make cars that go 200 miles an hour on our roads if they can't
Because
go
we
over
can't
illegally
actually
80?
drive that.
There are places where you could take those cars
Like
and go
where?
that fast if you
The Autobahn?
on a racetrack. On a racetrack,
But
or
like,
to the
how many
assault
people
flight.
take a
But
standard
I don't think people are going
sedan
to take
onto
their
a
Honda
racetrack?
Accord onto a.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't know what those are.
It's a good point.
Okay, with speeding, is there a leeway that you're allowed to have? Okay, we're on the freeway at 65. What's allowed?
Moving with traffic.
Well, you'll be cited if it's a freeway situation. There's a maximum speed of 65. If it's a surface street, then you have an unsafe speed for current conditions. So the officer has to articulate that your speed is unsafe. Anything over 65, 66 miles an hour is a violation by the letter of the law. The officers will have to use their discretion as far as what they deem necessary, as far as what would be safe and unsafe. But they have to articulate that.
What is the smallest amount over the speed limit you've given a ticket for?
Personally, the smallest amount would be 12 miles an hour.
Over.
Really?
Yes.
So
I had to think
But
about
what
that
if
one.
the entire traffic, like what if everybody's moving at that rate?
Maria, the most amount of vehicles I've stopped at the same time is 8 vehicles.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I'd like to see
All right.
that. We need to see instant replay on that. Okay, so that's number 1.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to guess with distracted driving these days that texting
Cell
while
phones.
driving or
Yeah.
using your cell phone has got to be up there.
You know, over the last year, I have taught you well. You've got number 1, number 2.
Okay.
That is number 2, and it also plays into the whole speeding thing because of distraction. Now, I will say that California law says you cannot have any electronic device in your hands, period. But the act of distraction is being engaged in conversation with somebody else or with your phone or even with yourself. Have you ever driven somewhere and gone, oh, I don't remember driving here? But you get there and you go, oh, I remember here, because you're engaged, you're concentrating, you're about a meeting or a conversation or something that you need to make a decision about or not, and you're driving subconsciously.
Your brain is on autopilot.
Exactly, and the recent studies have showed that the vast majority, up to 80% of our crashes have to do with inattention, and your insurance companies know that. So cell phones are the second leading violation written in our state. So,
And if it causes a crash, you guys can check that too.
yes, if there's prosecution, we'll issue subpoenas, and it's going to be hard to explain to a jury while you were on your phone, which is illegal.
Okay, so people who have family, we've talked about this before, a family member or friends who are texting or using their phone might want to kindly tell them why it's dangerous. How comparable do you think distracted driving with your cell phone is to drunk driving?
Sometimes it's the same, and sometimes even more so. And we could even go as far as to say drowsy driving. It could be the same thing. There are studies, some say if you're texting and driving, you're more likely to crash than if you are at 0.8 blood alcohol content, which is the presumptive level. And you go to prison for the 0.8.
Right.
Because that is that's DUI and it's felony if you cause injury or death to somebody else.
We have to get to number 3. Yeah, we're running short on time. So what's
so the next one?
Tailgating.
Almost. That's number 4.
Oh, it is. Oh, it actually comes with a.
Okay, number 3 is stop signs.
Oh, rolling through stop signs?
Yeah, the good old California stop. California law says you have to come to a complete stop at or before the limit line prior to proceeding. And so number 4, you guessed, was tailgating. The last one is red lights.
People trying to get through the yellow?
Trying to get through the yellow. And again, remember, you can perceive and predict that by maintaining your high visual horizon.
Okay, and what is, okay, so some yellows are half a second and some yellows are 5 seconds.
It all depends on the speed limit on the road.
Yeah.
The higher speed limit, the longer the yellow.
What is the point of no return?
well, you're going to have to make that decision.
Yeah.
It's always better to err on the side of caution and
Sure.
stop for a yellow light if you're not sure.
Because oftentimes you're like, oh, I think I might if it turns yellow now.
You have to be in the intersection prior to the red for it to be legal. Correct.
And very quickly, is it a moving violation to not stop for a bus, right? For a school bus.
Yes. Well, we're going to be talking about back to school next week.
Okay.
There it is.
So.
Good tease ahead.
All right.
You're getting good at this TV thing. Sergeant Pennings, thank you so much. Appreciate the insight. More rules of the road next week as we get closer to the start of school. We'll be right back here on the Fox 5 News at 1.